So let's go on. So first we're going to go through the cuts document. So where the yellow is that's where we will focus on. So the first aspect is the business plan. Where they start on. And then you'll see in the block there is I've put in there at the end of that sentence yellow to say attachment. That is that skills first document that I've attached to you, which we had to use for this company where we had to train entrepreneurs also on the business plan. Now we're going to in later slides go into more details onto the business plan. What I've highlighted in yellow, and I'm going to ask Lizette also, what do they use for, let's say, the entrepreneurs? In I want to say our country, but that's also if we want to, we have basically two tendencies or trends that's happening now. There's the one that says lean business practices say you don't need a business plan. So I've been in business for 12 years and nobody ever has asked me a business plan, except last week we had to submit a tender to a very, very large international mine where they've asked for a business plan. So what we normally use is we call it a concept design or a pitch deck. However, and that's what the last sentence is. There are certain, the more traditional routes like investors, bankers, your partners, some government agencies, some organizations that do entrepreneurial development. They will ask for a business plan. But our experience is that in many cases, entrepreneurs in South Africa rather pay somebody to do that business plan, and then when they go and do the presentation, they actually present from the pitch and not from the detailed document. So Lizette, what is the trend under the entrepreneurs that you are working with? Do some use business plans? Do some use pitches or both?
Small businesses usually use pitches, but for them anyway, I insist that they should have very big and very professionally prepared financial part of the business plan, because they should see numbers and figures. But for all others, it's possible to just make notice and to do a small presentation just to know and to remember their goals, their target market, and so on. But for medium and big businesses, business plan is required. So they usually prefer to look through the big document and to understand the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities, and so on. That's because the investment is different in small businesses and in the medium and corporates. Yes, and it depends. Do the entrepreneurs going to submit their documents to banks for getting loans or to some programs to getting some grants? And in this case, we are preparing documents according to the requirements of this organization. It's also very big and sometimes very difficult for small businesses if they want to get some grants from government, for example, or from some organizations.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the group who have done a business plan before and an investor pitch deck to a client before? I just want to see who of you have done it before. Okay, Olena. I just want to quickly say, okay, beautiful. Thank you, Olena. Sarah, I see Sarah raises in the group. Welcome, Sarah. We are very, very happy that you are well and back on track again. Okay, I was so worried about Sarah last week, and at the end I had to send a message to the president and said, "What's wrong with Sarah?" And then she had a few days off because she is like the backbone. If she's not there, she's missed. Okay, so we're going to look at two things in today's. First, we're going to look at the the specific the pitch deck. So I'm just going, and then we're going to look at the business plan. So in front of you, you can see there's a slide from the text to say the business plan story, starting a small and building up. Now, they refer to as, and that is very important, it is storytelling. So when I was in that session with this little mini lion's den, if I can put it like that, the one thing that they've emphasized over and over is storytelling, passion. Do you know your stuff? And then, like Lizette said, the finances, but telling a story. So there are four types that they refer to is the vision statement, which is very, very important, which you have done, but in the assignment, you're going to read, if you want to change it and you believe, okay, this case study needs a refined vision statement, you're going to use that. We're going to focus on the elevator pitch in this one. Then we're going to go through the executive summaries and the business plans. Now, what is very important is if you need to have a business plan and an elevator pitch. The elevator pitch is really, like I'd say, elevator. If you stand with somebody to, so let's say you go with me in the lift and you want me as an investor or a client. While I move from, let's say, one floor to the next floor, would I have created enough interest that you will get a second invite to say, yes, come and see me? Or if you've gone from the first to the top floor, is have you sold your story? And what is very interesting in the pitch in this Lion's Den that I was a few weeks ago, everybody over 3 minutes was failed. They physically have stopped them and said, you haven't told us in 3 minutes why we need to back you. So what is very important when you do your elevator pitch here in the assignment, go and practice it, because it's very important that you don't go over impactful elevator speeches as all of those things that is required, but in a maximum of 3 minutes, but with passion and as a story. They need to see that what is the story that you are trying to tell them? What is the passion in terms of that? Okay, so that's why it's very important as well after this, after the course, if you're ever going to use that in a business, whether it's your corporate business or consulting to a smaller business or in your own small business, then it's a question, these things always needs to align with each other. Okay, any questions before we go on? Not, okay. So in front of you, it is the vision statement. So on the previous one, you've seen there 1 vision statement, 2 elevator pitch, 3 executive summary, and 4 business plan. They refer to here typically a business plan of 18 pages. My personal experiences is that people are getting request business plans, getting a lot of business plans that many times they don't have time or the intention to read 18 pages. The second one is the executive summary. is, they say typically, traditionally, between 250 and 1,250 words. Then the third one is typically between 60 and 100 words. Now, you're going to say, when I go to the slide deck with you of this lion's den, but Christa, that is more than 60 to 100 words. So you need to have two elevator type of pitches. The one physically, where you go, let's say, from floor to floor, that's your 60 to 100 words. Okay, and then you have one where you pitch for business, and somebody say, listen, your elevator pitch in general mustn't be over 3 minutes. That is the typical one that you're going to do for the assignment as well. Okay, and then your vision, they say typically not more than 10 words. Okay, now back to the vision statement is, let's take an example of the 5 to 10 words sentence. It should be inspiring. And it should, like vision is, you need to see the bigger picture over time. So, for example, when Bill Gates and Paul Allen started Microsoft, when they were youngsters, their vision was a computer on every desk, running Microsoft software. And that's what they did. And that's the vision that kept them focused. Then, aligned with a vision, there's a tagline. You'll see if there's a logo. You can't see my finger. Let me stop quickly. So many times when you see a logo, then you'll see under the logo there's a tagline. Whether that is Matar, I'm not sure if you have a tagline with your egg business.
Yes, I did something like giving delicious and healthy food for every family, something like that.
Okay, beautiful. That might be a vision, but the tagline is normally very small, short.
Okay, okay.
Okay, something like quality. Your health is our priority, or your. It's normally very small, something short under the what you put under your logo. There. Okay, let me go back to the slide. Okay, so a tagline, Mataris, for example, like I said, our logo, our tagline is "Lead with Love." So everybody knows everything that we do around the vision. Our business plans is leadership. So we're not followers, we leadership, and we empowering others to be leaders, and with love. Now, if people talk to us, they will know it's about servant leadership. It's how do we serve others so that they can start serving can become leaders and serving their communities as well. Matar's hand is up.
Yes. So what do you mean if I want to do a logo could be like healthy and delicious? That's it. So it will be like what I should write below without mentioning anything.
You can put there something like Bilo is very good with these things. Um, Healthy and because qualities, everything that you every time comes out, you refer to high quality. So quality definitely needs to be in there. If it's quality, it will be delicious. But every time since we started and you spoke about your eggs, you always refer to the quality of that's your competitive advantage. So you definitely need to bring quality in there. Okay, quality is something. So just go and play with that.
Okay.
And you can even send it to us. Mpilo is very good with those taglines as well. So that between him and I, or in the group, they also can help to refine. Okay.
Thank
Now
you.
thank you, Bantar. So let's say, for the example, they say it's a mantra. It needs to be short and memorable. So let's say it is, I don't want to say delicious. Delicious is it's not the right word, is let's say your health is our priority, or quality, the best quality. It means it's short and people will start remember that. So they use the example here of a company called Book Passage, and their mantra was the Bay Area's liveliest bookstore. So obvious, what set them apart is you can see there's books, but it's this energy, the liveliest. That means is if you wanna come and have a good time, energetic, then this is the place to go. The second example that they're using is Crum Electric Supply. The company's name is their mantra is plug into quality, people, products, services. That was their mantra. The third example that they're using here is for the company Progressive Insulation and Windows, just total living comfort. So go and be curious a little. Go and Google some of the bigger companies that you follow or admire. Go and see under their logo or under what is their tagline? What is their mantra? What is setting them apart? Okay. Then so you have the vision statement, you have the tagline, and then also the mission statement. Now, Lazat, I don't know about you, but we find that entrepreneurs are getting very confused between vision and mission statement, and they don't normally live both. They can't even remember both. So we found that the entrepreneurs don't do the mission statement, but if they can't remember the vision, that means is they are living it. So Lizette, I don't know how you found that or experienced that with your entrepreneurs, the differentiator between vision and mission.
Usually mission, it's what company will do in where they want to go, and vision, it's mostly how they want to get this mission, actually, like this vision of the goals and their priorities.
Okay, beautiful. So you can decide. So if you go really high up in business, you will see in your open documents, every company will have a mission and vision. But my experience is even if I go into corporate businesses and I work with employees, and I can ask any employee to say, okay, what is the vision statement? What is the mission statement? The majority of them can't remember both, because it's not part of the corporate DNA. They're not really living it. So that's why when we do development work in corporate, is we start with a vision and with a code of conduct, so that we align those words that people, so to establish a common language between those two before they even will go to the mission. But every company on paper will have it. There's a question in the chat from Izzat. I think that is for Matar. That said, please provide a short insight of your business so that I can able to put my 2 cents. So that will be good. If anybody, Matar, if you maybe can give a quick oversight of your business, and then everybody in the class who wants to help Matar with the tagline, please, that will be fantastic. Matar, if you can maybe share a little bit about your business again. Is Matar still here? Matar, are you still here? Matar? Okay.
Professor,
Yes, John?
Yes. For the vision statement.
Yes.
Yes. One of the university, it is the private university. Their vision is they are going to nurture our local students to be a professional in their careers.
I'm sorry, I was not hearing.
Professor, you have muted your mic.
Okay. Sorry, John, thank you for that. Can you maybe repeat just quickly the vision so that everybody who missed it that can just hear it again?
Yes. We are going to nurture to be nature in their profession. It is
Beautiful.
one of their vision of their university.
Beautiful. Okay, so start becoming curious about the vision and the tagline or the mantra between those two as well. Thank you for that, John. Matar, Izzat has asked maybe if you can share a little bit about your business, and then it will be fantastic if maybe in the chat, when they hear about your business, that the group can give proposed taglines that you can consider.
Okay, great. Should I write something, do you think, or should I say it only?
You can say it.
Okay, so my dream actually was to provide healthy foods to everyone, while this healthy food to be delicious as well. And this is usually the healthy food always not delicious one. You usually go for healthy food, you don't find it very delicious. And especially in Egypt here, we like food too much. So I wanted to have the equation between having a delicious food and it is healthy on the same time. And the equation also will not or will be achieved if the price is reasonable, because usually the healthy food is always expensive. So I wanted to achieve the target: healthy food, delicious, and with affordable price for everyone.
Okay.
So this was my targets.
Okay, beautiful. So can we take, let's say, 3 or 4 minutes? Then everybody think about that. Put it in the chat. Those who rather want to say it, that's also good, so that Matar can take notes of all the input. Please, but everybody must just contribute. Okay, is that you don't have to have a private business, but you can contribute to what would you propose to Matar in terms of a catchy, short and memorable tagline.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Matar, Abulela said, enjoy healthy food, eat healthy. Your health is our target. Okay, there's one. Thank you for that, Abulela. Who else? Please, all the ones that always talk, Nuran, Lizette, you work. So everybody, John, Yusuf, everybody give ideas to Matar. So let's get the creative juices in our brains going. If you don't want to write and rather want to talk, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to, if nobody does it, I'm going to ask, okay? Let me quickly ask, Abulela already did. Tasty and healthy. Is that, thank you for that. Lizette, what would you have recommended? What comes to mind?
It's all around the quality and healthy, but it should be some playing with these words, you know, maybe some associations or something like this, you know, like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It actually doesn't have anything about food or burgers, but we understand what about this motto, what this motto is saying. So it might be something absolutely different, but it should be memorable and very easy to for repeating, something like this.
So just now that you say McDonald's, is I know KFC, when we bought this week, the tagline was finger licking good. Okay. Except that's beautiful. The healthiest people prefer us. Abulela, when health matters chicken are your food. Beautiful. Olena, pure pleasure, fresh food, fresh life. Matar, are you taking notes?
Yes, I'm taking notes. I'm putting thumbs and everything.
Okay, thank you. Rhoda said, change your diet, change your life. Beautiful. John, do you want to make a recommendation? Yusuf? Let me just get Winnie in. Ahmed?
Yes, Professor. I'm just trying to write a statement of like 10 words.
Okay.
So I will
Mansoor?
drop it in the chat.
Okay. I'm just going to ask those also that's a little quiet.
Actually,
Yes?
Professor, I think he needs an Arabic one, not an English one. As in,
It's okay. No problem, Muhammad. No problem. Because you are an English course, so I will try to
then
translate
I will write it
don't
for you in
worry.
Arabic. I
It's
will write
okay.
it for you in Arabic.
Okay.
But I will translate it.
Okay,
I
so
insist
think
in
about
English,
that.
Muhammad, because you will be global one day, inshallah.
I hope so, inshallah.
Okay, so what did Ahmed write there?
I don't want to say what he knows.
Yeah.
So what did you write there?
Eat perfectly, and your belly will like it.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so think about these things when you're going to do your assignment as well. So, Matar, but I think it's a very good suggestion that you look at what Ahmed also said is if your main clientele at this stage is Arabic, and I remember you said it's the wealthier clients who can afford those quality eggs. Am I right?
The healthier client, yes.
Ach,
The healthier, yes.
the wealthier clients who can afford
No.
your.
Actually, this was my target. Is not it's the healthy food is always expensive, but I wanted to make it affordable for everyone. That's it.
Okay. So really think outside the box, but you might in the end need the English and Arabic one, eh? To cater for both markets. Very good observation there. Okay, so those who haven't done yet, taste give you wings. Is that you are getting better and better as the day goes on. Beautiful. That is really taste give you wings. That is also very beautiful. So let's go on to the screen there. So your assignment at there is going to be short. Can you see at the bottom assignment 1? Yes?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So you're going to look at, you've already done a vision statement before in the previous weeks. Now go and look at that vision statement. So now that you've learned about red and blue ocean strategy, you've learned about the business model canvas, is that the impactful vision, or how would you make that vision a blue ocean strategic vision? Okay, so if you need to change, you change. The second thing is you go and design a tagline. Just like you helped Matar now to do it, is you design a tagline. So it's going to be very short, okay, but make it impactful. And if you look at it before you submit, say, is this red ocean or is this blue ocean that you're submitting? You don't want to necessarily make it not impactful. Okay. Let's go on to the pitching part. I'm very excited about the pitching part. All what you need to know on that slide is pitching is about you have your written pitch and you have your verbal pitch. Your verbal pitch is, let's say Matar goes into, that's why they call it an elevator. They go into an elevator with somebody and he wants to sell his a business and products. And that person has only 1 to the 2nd floor. What is his pitch? Okay. If that person has 1 to the top floor, what is his pitch? So he needs to have in his pocket, if I can put it like that, those pitches, shorter ones, whether it's a 30-second, to create the interest. It's the hook. They call it a hungry hook to create the interest. Okay. If you have more time, is now you've done your short pitch, but the elevator goes up, then it's very uncomfortable. Is what is your different pitch then? And then it's the 3rd pitch, which Lizette also has referred to, is what is your written pitch? A client will say, okay, I'm interested. Here's my business card. Send me your value proposition. What it means there is basically your pitch. I will explain to you. I don't know who of you have worked with German companies. I'll quickly just unshare. Who of you have worked with German companies before? Ulena.
Can you repeat your question again?
Who of you have worked with German companies before? Germans.
I am working in a German company.
Okay, so Matar, maybe yours, maybe you and Ulena can give some input. We had a German company that in last year we went to pitch. It's a very big international company, and we went there, and the CEO was there, and is a team that we had to pitch to. It was my first time presenting to a German company. So I did a beautiful elevator pitch. This guy didn't even open it. He didn't even open it, okay, in a pitch deck. What he did was, he took the pitch deck that I've prepared, which I thought was a very good one. He threw it over the table and he said, what you can't do in one page, you can't sell. Let me just mute John. So this year, last year the CEO was not there, it was the executive team. So they told us and said, please, anything that's not on one pager, the CEO will not, his name was Dieter, will not look at. So this year in March, we went again, but then the CEO was there. Did a one-pager. Did he even read it? No. Physically, he wanted that 3-minute. Said he's not interested if you can't tell and sell everything that you want in 3 minutes. So because we do social development, that means we develop communities and entrepreneurs. The same ROI is not always there that you have in other entrepreneurship. So the lesson that he also said to us, no, it doesn't matter if you're a social enterprise, you're developing people or communities. So we don't charge those same monies that companies would charge. Said you still need to give me a return on investment, even if it's a social return on investment. So what Lizette said, and we're going to look at also later on the financial part. So as we go on in week 9, we're going to work on the ROI as well. What is the return on investment that's going to be in your pitch deck? Okay, so remember there's different pitches for different target clients, for different markets, and it's always important to find out what do they want to see in a pitch deck. Otherwise, you follow best practices, which I'm sharing with you. Okay, so what we're going to do, we have basically 10 minutes. I'm going to let us break 5 past. I just want to bring over this pitch deck. Okay, what will I do without Impilo? Okay, so Can you see in front of you, there's a pitch deck called Investable pitch deck course slides. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is thank you. This is one of the PDFs that I've attached for you. Okay, which I'm going to go through with you. So so you can change when you do the assignment as well, is you don't have to use all the items for now because we haven't in the detail that it needs to be done. I just want to see if you need to do a 3-minute pitch, what would you, so that you can start applying what you've done to date in a 3-minute pitch. Okay. The one thing that they've also indicated to us when they did this training for the Lion's Den is to say, don't make the slides too colorful, too picturesque. Try to keep it white and keep it simple. So that's why many times we put in so many pictures and the guy said, no, too colorful. So you go and try to keep the background white, and then play with what you think is important for your venture. Okay, so what they have indicated here are the following 12 things. So it's first is the vision, and they've said a one-liner summary. The second one is the problem statement. Now, you have done the problem statement under your pains, gains, and jobs, but you will need to take that now into a problem statement. Then the third one is when you did the pains and gains exercise, you also put a solution. That is then the third one is what is the proposed solution? Remember, not the detail. This is 3 minutes. You want to sell your concept to somebody. Matard want to sell those delicious, healthy, affordable eggs in 3 minutes to somebody, because otherwise people lose interest. It's not a social conversation. Then the fourth one is there you're going to look at what is your market size. Okay. The fifth one, you normally indicate, so what is your business model? All those little things that you've started in the example, I've put examples also in for you. So they look at, so what is your business model? Then number 6 is they call it traction. But what this is do you have a proof of success, a proof of evidence of success? Or is this an absolute pilot startup? That means it is very risky for them. Okay. The 7 is where they look at competition. 8, Matar, you will say, what is your go-to-market strategy? For your exercise, don't do the team composition because that is not important at this stage. Number 10 is quickly, it's for your go-to-market strategy. What are your timelines and your milestones? Is they want to see, so are you a risky investment, or is it something they can invest in with ease? Number 11 is the financial projections. What you for this exercise is that a person is not interested. Go and look a little at videos of winning pitches of the Lion's Den, okay? And see what have they put in terms of all of these things in 3 minutes. Just go watch 2 or 3 winning pitches of the Lion's Den. What have they included for 3 minutes under in this? Then the important things at the end is, so what do you want from them? They call it the ask. Okay. What do you want from them and how are you going to use it? So this is a best practice Lion's Den slide deck, which was really an excellent training that I was present. Okay. Any questions on this before I go to the next slide? Okay. One-liner. There's this one, the vision. Okay. There's an example. My company, Atar, the name of your company, is, let's say, developing or providing. Let's say there's a verb. That developing is, there must be a verb. Then you must say in red on that line, what is your offering? To help which audience? Define your audience. To solve what problem? Okay, and what is your, they call it, what is your secret sauce? What is your secret? Now, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, which already are taking, if you take it this slide here, already speaking to one item, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, very short and sweet. Don't make it complicated. Is that I can see your hand is up?
Yes, sorry. In our industry, in pharmaceutical promotion to a physician, our medical rep used to make every day what's called business call or interview call with the physician to promote our drug to them. The average call time is about 1 to 2 minutes, but in normal cases. But in sometimes doctor have no time to give to the medical rep to present his product. So we advise the medical rep here to do what's called the flash call or elevator call or elevator pitch. It's about 30 seconds. So
Yes.
it's the same consequence. It's talk about problem which face doctor with his patient, and the solve of this problem will be in the benefit and the feature of our product, and then take from him the commitment to prescribe the product to the patient.
Beautiful.
So I feel
Beautiful.
it's same like this.
Same. Now, what is interesting here is, I think maximum 30 seconds, but look at the bottom here. There's a little alarm clock here with a little yellow thingy there, and in it stands 15.3 seconds. So this means is when you practice this for yourself, keep it to 15 seconds or maximum, like he's explained now what they do with the medical reps, maximum 30 seconds. But this is from an investor pitch deck to say they want exactly that in 15 seconds. Otherwise, the story is coming too long. Okay, maximum 15, but let's say it's more specialized, like in their case, 30 seconds as long. In total, it's not more than 3 minutes for the entire deck. Okay, thank you so much for that input. Then in terms of, this is for you to look at, to understand your problem. Okay, so what they advise then is describe your current problem. That is back to the business model canvas. You see there's pain that the solution is aimed at solving. That's why you did the pains and the gains exercise with the solutioning to understand the real problem. The questions that they guide us in the investor pitch deck, there are 4 questions. So this you can also use in your business, like with the case with the reps. If you master this pitch deck, you can use it in your organization as well. Okay, is it popular or is it frequent? So that's the one thing. Is the industry trending and growing? Because those are questions that might come to you if you have pitched to somebody. How costly is it? And the 4th one is what's the impact if this is left unsolved? Okay, so Matar, and your question is, what is the impact if they don't have healthy and delicious eggs at reasonable pricing? What is the impact for them? Okay, so this is
yes.
Okay, so this is to understand the problem a little. Then the second one is, so remember, this helps you to guide on this one of to have a one-liner to summarize the business. So these slides here is the problem helped you to get to the fourth line, solve a problem with your secret sauce and a defined offering. So these slides talk to that. Okay. So then we'll take a break after this slide. Then the second one is, what is your solution to the problem? Remember, you will put this detail here for you, but you're going to put it in the one-liner in your pitch. The detail of this that you're identifying here, you can put in detail into your business plan. So it is not that it's going to be wasted. It's just going to be a one-liner in the pitch, but what you've done here is going to be then in the business plan in more detail. So you look at the solution. Does it directly solve the problem? It's one question. The second one is this the easiest, most rewarding way? It's guiding questions to solve. The third one is, how are other people solving this problem now? The fourth one is, how viable, financially viable is the solution? Okay, so remember there's a separation between your elevator speech that you define in a one-liner versus the detail of this is going to go in your business plan, but these are potential questions that people then will ask as well once you've done your elevator speech that you need to be prepared for. Matar?
Yes, I can see here that we are talking about the blue ocean, I will say, instead of red ocean, because we are solving a problem, we are finding a problem, but any business could be imitation of a current business anywhere, and someone wants to be part of this business. He is not fixing a problem or finding a solution a problem, but he wants to start a business. But what I can see here that we are always, I mean, so sorry, we are looking for something to solve, and what will happen if nothing is solved? So is this very focused on the blue ocean or not?
Well, you know, it's a very fine line in terms of the product. Okay, let's say you have eggs. Now it's a question, last week we looked at the circus example. I would have never thought before Izat showed us that video, I would have never thought that it would have even been possible to change the circus industry like that. But it did. Now it's a question, you're talking about eggs. You can't change the egg. You can't change the chicken. But what are you going to change? Some things might be still a red that is linked to the chicken and the egg. But what can you do totally different? So some parts you might imitate using the chicken and the egg. But what are you going to do so differently to disrupt the market that that whether you look at KFC or I don't know which or McDonald's, they're still going very strong. Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're still going very strong, despite how many people that try to imitate them. So they are doing something really blue ocean, despite doing certain things, maybe operationally red ocean. So you will need to look at the specific business, what cannot be changed and what absolutely must change, not just because if you imitate something and improve, it can allow the next person to imitate you and improve, and then you out of business. Okay. Let's take a break. Then after the break, we're going to finish this because then we're done with pitching. So let's see, it's now 12 past. Let's be back 20 past, then it's an 8-minute break. Okay, 20 past. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you now. Thank you. So what I've decided in the break is that I'm going to make it very easy for you. Can you see in front of you on the slide deck the one-liner summarizing the business? Can you see it?
There is no slide.
Okay, let me quick. Thank you. Thank you. Can you see it now? Can you see it now? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to make, thank you so much. I'm going to make it very easy for you. So all what you're going to do in the second assignment, you're going to take this slide, these 5 lines. Okay. After you've worked through the pitch deck, you're going to, that's going to be your second assignment. You're just going to say my company and then the company of advising, or let's say Matar, yours is developing. You define your offering to help your audience to solve this problem with your secret sauce. But this needs to be from such a quality that it's your pitch to basically to a client. So will you pass the pitch to get them invested on board? Yes or no? Okay, so this is going to be the entire second assignment. Is this easy?
Yes, thank you, Professor.
Okay, so I've made it much shorter. So the rest of the slide pack I'm going to go through with you, because this is really what investors look at, and then you can use it in whatever way you can. Okay. Now we've gone through that. We've gone through how you look at the solution, because all these questions are things that you normally will look at either in your business plan or will help you to refine your one-liner pitch, and then to prepare for questions that investors or clients may ask as well. Then the second one is in terms of, remember now, the fourth one here is the size of the market. Okay, there. So each item on this has a slide that you can go through as guidance in the future as well. You can use it in your own organization as well. So the first one is sizing the market. What they guide here is that Blue Ocean will not look at a top down to say, okay, meaning that if you start with the they call it TAM, the total available market, and then you go a level down to SAM. It's like SIMS, they call it SAM, TAM, SAM, and SOM. So SAM is the service available market, and then SOM is the service obtainable market. It's what that means is of the entire TAM, of the entire available market, there will be a serviceable available portion that you can tap into. But what is the real obtainable market? That means those that has appetite for your product or service. So that they will say, don't go for what is appetite. No, you start with SOM. You will say what is the obtainable market, then to say, but what is the available market, but what is the total market, so that Blue Ocean goes for disruption to get a bigger portion of the market, versus Red Ocean will do the top-down market to say, whatever is left, I will take that. So there's no disruption in terms of that. Then they also advise to determine this is to say the best way is to, like you have done with your interviews, is to have a customer interview to determine the real pains and gains. Then you can top it up with digital marketing research, desktop research. Okay. So that is in terms of the market sizes. You need to, or a client or a business needs to decide Are they going red ocean strategy or are they going blue ocean strategy? Meaning, are they willing just to get a foot in the door and to get whatever is left? That's going to be influenced, that decision is going to influence your vision and it's going to influence your pitch. Versus, no, we're going for disruption. We want a big portion of the available market by doing things differently. Okay. Both of them will will do business. Is the one just might be longer in business than the other, and that can go either way. Meaning, somebody is going for the disruption. If they don't do it right, they can also be out of business quickly. Versus the guy or the person is doing the traditional way, the top-down business, but they're doing consistently. That means is they always will have their portion of the market that may stay in business for long, but they may not necessarily capture a big portion of the market. And either way, it is okay if you decide, let's say Matar decide now he wants to follow the top-down one for a period to establish himself as a business person and then go the other route, that is also okay. You just need to know that each one has a different outcome. Okay, so Matar, it's just so that you know your options should you decide to take different marketing decisions, market size decisions. Okay. Then the next one, is business model. That's number 5. That is, question is, how do you make money? And that is when you look at your business model canvas, where you will look at those as your columns there, that's to do with revenue and cost. That means those two are at the bottom. I don't know if you remember, the cost was on the left at the bottom of the business model canvas, and the revenue was at the right bottom of the business model canvas. It's to say, how do you make money? Okay, because every investor or client, investor will say, what's in it for me? Just like, let's say, Mataru as a business will say, what money am I going to get? What's in it for me? Same decision. Okay, any questions or comments on this before I go on? Okay. Then the summary of the traction on the second slide on that index, that was number 6, is this is where they will want to say, okay, so so let's say, for example, yes, you can show, let's say it's this example. On this specific date, there was a customer validation. That means this specific business already have clients. Then on the second one, it's they got 20 letters of intent received from customers. I'll use an example of this. We are setting, when we have tried to set up, got funding from government to set up a incubator. What we had to do is we first had to, that's what the first one is, we first had to go and do a customer validation on 2 levels. The first one is our entrepreneurs as customers. So we had to get letters of intent from our entrepreneurs to say, yes, they want to be developed by us. Then we had to go and get certain corporate businesses to say, yes, they will support us. Or partnerships, they will support us. Then what we had to do is the second step is we had to let each entrepreneur sign a letter of intent. We also had to, I think we had about 30 letters of intent. Then we had to go to some of our corporate clients to say, yes, they will work with us in different ways. They either will give us, let's say, venues for training. We don't have to pay. We can use their boardrooms to train entrepreneurs. Or they will give us funding for entrepreneurs. Or they will absorb some of the entrepreneurs to give them access to markets. So all those letters of intent had different focus areas. So that was our second item of traction. The third one was when we launched our market value proposition. Okay, because now we had to say, so why should any of these entrepreneurs or corporates rather want to go with us than any other incubator? Okay. Then the fourth one is to get out, do you have paying clients? Okay. Now, in our case is because we work with communities, the paying amount is very small because some of them don't have, if they need to choose between buying to pay food on the table, pay for a course, they will not pay for a course. So that's why we have other funding models to help them. But this is now your investor or your client will, okay, so where does your money come from? Okay, so that's that one. Then the traction one is now you have clients to let's say to develop, and you have clients, corporates that's going to support you. You have income going to come in. Now it's going. What is your go-to-market strategy? This is the launched sales campaign. Okay, that was, let's say, October 2021. The next stage in this example is, so in December 21 is they joined, let's say, a Founder Institute Accelerator. So, for example, is if there's a professional body where accelerators or incubators that gives credibility. Now they have enough credibility to join that next stage. Then the next stage was, okay, now you have the back office, you have the credibility, you have secured your income, potential income model. In February, then in this one is, they could have hired their sales team. Then the next example, this one is, so in the same February, they have sorted their governance out by appointing a board of advisors. And then is the next stage is, they've said, okay, now we secure as part of our vision and mission our first 1,000 paying clients. Now, this is a typical summary of traction. So whether Matar does X or you do it in your corporate, you need to show somebody either what is your key performance indicators, or what is your Gantt chart, or what is your milestones, or your implementation plan, what so that they can have a visual picture to see of what is the plan towards going to market, that there is a return on investment for them. Okay, so this is just an example of a summary of traction. Any questions on this one before I go to number 7? Okay. Then the number 7 on the slide of the index shows, now you need to know your competition. So remember, all of these things is like an outline of what you can put in a business plan as well, or in a pitch deck if it's more than obvious that 30 seconds. Is they want to know it. So what about competition? Do you know your competition? There's a cute example of about, let's say, you and competitor A and B, and what is the differentiators? What makes you better than the other two? There they've just separated by feature A, B, and C. Why this is good is a lot of people don't want to read too many words. So if you can illustrate it in a diagram, like they've showed here, is then they can see on one slide what's your competitor overview and what is your competitive advantage. They can use the example here, network effects, differentiated technology, intellectual property, cost advantages, and scalability. Now an investor can say, tell me more about scalability. Tell me more about cost advantage. Versus in your business plan, you will illustrate more details on this. Okay, Matar, I hope this starts giving you a little ideas about how you can replicate this slide deck also for your business.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so then the next one is, I think it's number 8. It's what is your go-to-market strategy? Here you can see that the example in the back is very aligned with the business model canvas outline. The only difference is here is those two on the business model canvas that has to do with customer pricing, anything to do with your customer has been given a very nice example here, is to say, okay, so on your customer, what is the industry, geography, the department, the role? You can change anything. So what is the positioning in terms of how you're going to position yourself? Then what research have you done from market research and customer interviews? So this is what's informing decision that you've showed you've done your homework. Then what is your markets channels that you're going to use? For example, free offerings to get people interested versus paid portions. You get this on learning platforms a lot, where they will say they give you the first module for free, but if you want to go further, you need to pay for the second module. So it's like a teaser. Then what is your sales strategy? What is your pricing strategy? What is your messaging strategy, which is very important. So this is also where your tagline will come in. Okay, so this heading is the go-to-market strategy. Then I think there's 2 more. Let me just click there. Then normally when you do a pitch deck, if you send to them, they want to see that you are a credible business owner. Before COVID, in South Africa, the tendency was that if somebody saw you worked from home or your business is from home, they would say not credible. Strangely enough, the lockdown period in COVID changed that for us, so that a lot of businesses don't work from offices anymore. They either work from home or they have a hybrid model where they will, let's say, go in 2 days a week somewhere, and then the rest, that's when the rest they will work from home. Obvious, not all businesses can do that, but an investor or a client wants to see at least that you have credibility and it's not a one-man show. Because what is important as well is if it's a one-man show, so let's say like in my example, previously, before I started having offices here, before we had staff here, everything went around me. So when I became ill, obvious then is clients couldn't do everything that I had to do. So I cannot be, so I got MBA law, we got other staff members. So if I need to go and work on another project, or if I, let's say, get ill the day, the business will go on because the back office, my partners, the digitization of the setup can put that forward. The same with you, Matar, is let's say tomorrow something happens to you and Matar is not there anymore. Will the business continue despite Matar? What is the organization that you are putting up around the business so that the business doesn't stop functioning or fail the moment Matar is not there. Now, those are the things for clients or investors. If you go higher up, that is very important. So this is where we will say, what is the support behind the business? So that's where you put something here. Then a summary of timeline and milestones. This aligns with what you have done here of your summary of traction. So you will build on this. So some clients ask Gantt charts. Okay, I don't know who of you works with Gantt charts, but in project management, we work with that a lot. Some clients just ask, or some businesses just ask implementation plans, but they want to see what is your timelines and milestones related to 1, development and validating the idea. 2, acquiring, that means is keeping your business stable or growing it. That means the back office, the previous slide that you've done that. 3, is the business going to grow, or how are you going to raise money? Okay. 4, what is the revenue goals? Budget. We're going to do budgeting in, I think, week 9. What is your revenue goals and what is your actuals towards that, so that you don't over budget or over promise and under deliver? And then what is the succession planning and continuous improvement planning for the business for the future? Okay. Then the last one is, like Lizette said, this is crucial, is what is the financial projections? Now, many people, now you must remember, if you need to take an entire slide deck like this in 3 minutes, you can't put a lot of nonsense or too much fluff or too much detail in. It's absolutely, you need to zoom in. If you have 3 minutes to present this, you need to put in the things that will make them say yes. Okay. So the financial practices is, there's 2 things that they say that they've advised us in this training is best practices. Okay. Make it simple. And yes, complex when needed, but in the complexity, you must still make it simple, because you have basically 1 slide to show them the vision and what's in it for them. The second one is what is defendable assumptions? Meaning is, what is the assumptions that you've based your financial projections on? And it must be realistic. That means if somebody question you on those, you need to be able to defend it so that they don't say it is unrealistic and you haven't done your homework. The third one is, and those are the 3 things that you need to do, is you need to know your industry and what is the income, the revenue and the expense norms in your industry. So let's say Matar, he needs to know all the insides, outsides of his competitors or what is going on in the industry. If he says his price is reasonable, on what does he base it? Okay, Matar, this is where it will come in. Then on the right is, what are the critical financial questions? The one is, what is your growth profile against your, let's say, your contracts, your revenues? So the growth that you have projected, is it realistic? Is it reasonable? And have you done your homework? The second one here is, what are the variable and fixed costs per month? Per month and per year. This is where many times people over budget, especially for their own lifestyle and to recoup time and money what they've injected. Now, many times investors, they're not interested in that. They want to see, is this reasonable? Yes or no. The third one and the last one is, what is the expected capital needed? What do you want from them? What is the capital that is needed? What's, let's say, OPEX needed? They're not really, in most cases, interested in paying salaries and those things. It depends on the specific product or service. So they want to know, so what do you want from me? Then the next one, the last one. Okay, that's where you bring it back. It said, you put it in a diagram. So what is your capital ask and how will you use it? That is where you will summarize it for them. And on the right, you will say, so what is their return on investment? So you summarize what's in it for them, or what do you want from them? How are you going to use it? And on the right is, what is their return on investment? Okay. The one thing that I've learned from this presentation is these 12 things needs to be done in not more than 3 minutes. It needs to show you the passion, your expertise, and that they would like working with you. The connection must be there, and that you as a business owner is not a risk. Okay, so it might say, when I saw 12 of them in 3 minutes, but I saw each one after the other one. They filed them 3 minutes, they stopped them. I've realized how important that is. Okay, questions, Matar?
Yes. In these 3 minutes, all what I need is to get the attraction of the investor for another meeting to explain it more, or even I need to focus on something related to the financials and something like that, because I thought that it's like I have only 3 minutes to get his attraction, either to listen to me later or not, or to decide with me another meeting, for example, for 15 minutes, for half an hour, or I will lose his attention at all. So
Yes.
what should be the core, the main core of these 3 minutes?
Well, in this case, they wanted to have all 12 items in 3 minutes because you only had that one meeting with them. You didn't get a second meeting with them. They only indicated afterwards they've chosen 2 entrepreneurs. Okay. So in their case is they've prescribed, this is what they want to see in 3 minutes. And it needs to be short and sweet. They want to see all 12 of that in 3 minutes, in the 3 minutes. So you will need to identify what is it that they want. So the first of all, like the German guy, he's not interested in these 12 things. He's interested in 1 or 2 things. Okay, so I didn't, because we didn't know him, and we didn't know the people around him very well. We should have done more homework to determine which of these 12 things is he actually interested in. But in the majority of the cases is people want to see your vision, your problem, your solution. Like 1 to 5 is, I just want to quickly show 1 to 5 is already in this 15 seconds. 1 to 4 is in this 15 seconds. Okay. Number 1 to 4 is in this 15 seconds. So then the question is, the traction is, they just wanted to see that you have a track record and you're not a startup, that you have a proof of concept. Okay. Then the competition, the go-to-market, you can put in 1 slide, like you've put in, if you can, just want to quickly click here, like you've done these 4 in 1 slide. Your competition and your go-to-market strategy, I think that is very important. The team composition, I don't think is so important. Then definitely your financials and your capital ask is important. So Matar, if you look at it, here's 1 slide. So this is an important slide. So there's 4 items in this. Okay. Then the second one is, if you really have not a lot of time, I will even leave out the summary of traction. Then this one, know your competition. This slide is important. your go-to-market strategy, but not at this detail. You can zoom in on one or two things of this, and then very important financial projections. That slide, number 13, and capital ask and use of proceeds, their return on investment is important. So I think about 5 slides will help you to get to the 3 minutes impactful.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes, and reasonable. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the others can guide you on stuff, but I would say slide 14, capital ask. Slide 13, financial projections. Go-to-market strategy, maybe something. Definitely slide 9, know your competition, your competitive advantage. Your business model, but not in this you can address in how you're going to make money in slide 13 and 14. Then your one-liner, very important. Okay. Okay, any questions on this? Comments? Do you learn something from this? Let me ask, because you can use this in your company as well. Are you guys learning? Are you still there?
Yes, yes, we are with you. Yes.
No, you are talking. I want to hear the rest as well. Are you guys learning?
Yes, Professor, thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you. So what I've changed for you, just back to the slides, can you see on the slide the elevator pitch? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Thank you. So I've changed in the break, just assignment 2. Mpulo will re-upload the slides and then the assignment. I've just said there, see the elevator pitch and out. That's the document that I've taken you through now. Then I've said, revisit your case study and draft an elevator pitch deck. Okay, only slide 3. That's the one that I've showed you, that 5-liners, okay? Use the format, one-liner summary for business. That's this 3rd slide that I've showed you, and draft this pitch for the case study, but only that slide. Okay, so that's also not a lot of work, but you need to think really about that when you do that. Is that easy?
Yes, inshallah.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you,
Then,
Professor.
thank you. Then what I've in the rest of the slides is, which we're not going to, I just want to quickly go back to the slide, is in the rest of the slides are I've highlighted for you. There I've said to you just on top, verbal, if you do elevate the pitch, have to ready. I think it was Izzat you have indicated the example of the medical reps, was it?
Yes, yes, I do. I did, yes.
Is that so? Have 2 elevator pitches ready for your own business. The one is where you have the 3-minute one, but the one is where you physically just in a floor to one floor to the next floor, where like Izzat said, 30 seconds for the rep. Otherwise, the doctor is not interested. And that slide 3 is also a good guidance of that. Okay. So then what I've just said, you'll see there I have on the executive summary. So remember, you get your elevator pitch, and then you get those entities that or clients that want a business plan from an SME. Okay, now that business plan, like Lazat, I would love to see your example of a business plan as well. Because what we're teaching here is the generic one. So I would love to see yours. Is physically the typical content in executive summary. in a business plan is your problem, your product, your market, your competitive advantages, your business team, your impact summary, and your financial summary. Now, look very carefully. Those 7 are all included in that handout that I've given you for a elevator pitch. And that is what the investor said is that they're going to look at. So you can take that pitch deck and then also align it in a creative manner when you ever need to do a business plan, because you can see it's very much similar. The pitch deck is just more pictures and shorter, and the business plan is more description on the detail that you would have seen in your pitch deck. Okay, for those who want to see the detail. Then also I've highlighted there for you on your business plan that I've highlighted then to say align it with your elevator pitch. Okay, because if you have someone with an eye for detail or an ear for detail, they will very quickly pick up if there's something that is not aligned. And that many times happen if one person drafted, let's say you get a marketing person who drafted your pitch deck, your elevator pitch, and a finance person who's drafted the other one, but quality control didn't happen to ensure the alignment between the two. Okay, typically what will be when you submit your business plan now, there must be a cover letter. If you look under the yellow, the content, there's cover letter, there's a title page, and a table of contents. Now, many people get irritated if the table of content page is missing or it's not easily readable. So if you ever do a business plan, make sure that you make it easy for people to read. Then number 4, you will have the executive summary that many cases say that maximum 1 page. Number 5, you will have a section on the company's products, services, and industry, a section on the market, a section on the organization, the finance summary, and then the appendix. But that aligns with the content here and with the content of the handout of the elevator pitch. Okay, what I've done here is then I have just included for you, because this number 2 here refers to the business model canvas problem solution, aligns with what you've done with your pains, gains, and job gaps exercise. So what I've done is I've just included it for you as a reminder from week 4, so that you just say, oh, that is what Prof is talking about. So I've included these slides for you from week 4. Okay, the rest of the slide pack is just really to say, okay, what should be in a cover letter on the title page? What should you look at on the table of contents? And then what should you look at the company? So it's a repetition of what we have done already. That's why I didn't go into detail under that. Because for me, if you can do everything on the pitch deck handout, you are okay. Don't worry at this stage about the financial summary. We're only going to do finance in week 9. Okay, so don't worry about anything from slide number, I just want to quickly say, from slide number 23. At the moment you see finance summary, everything behind that we're going to do in other weeks, otherwise it's just repetition. Okay. All what you need to remember this week, if you can apply that pitch deck handout, that's enough. Okay. So any questions? Any questions or comments?
No, Professor. Oh, we have
Okay,
already understood in detail. Thank you so much. Your lectures, I have.
Thank you, John. So what we're going to do next week before we start, like I've said, is this week I'm going to sit and mark. Nuran, don't worry. I know how frustrating it is if people just give you a mark and you don't know why you've lost the other mark. So I don't stress. Matar, I'll come to you now. I will put comments in. So what we're going to do next week, before we start with week 8's work, is I'm going to take 5 of the pitches next week, and randomly ask 5 of you to, that's how we're going to start, 5 of you going to pitch your pitch. So that the others also can give input to that. So that's what we're going to do. The first, let's say 20 minutes, you're going to randomly, you're going to pitch. Don't worry about perfection. It's really just sharing what your pitch was. Okay. Anyone who doesn't like to talk publicly, please send me a DM so that I know I don't ask you. I don't want to make any person uncomfortable. Okay, will that be okay?
Professor, our pitch is like assignments? Based on your assignment?
It's the pitch that you're going to do in your assignment. So that's a maximum 30 seconds, even if that says 15 seconds. So we'll allow a cutoff on 30 seconds. Okay, so that means we can ask more people to pitch. So we can basically let everybody pitch if we have 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay, Professor.
Is that okay? Okay. But please, anyone who don't want to pitch, because you don't like to speak publicly, send me a DM privately. I will not put anybody in an uncomfortable position. I will tell you why. That's a quick story before we end. I was born. Can you all see me? Can you all see me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when I was born, I didn't have a normal jaw. Okay, so my jaw never stopped growing. So my parents had to wait until I was about 14, until my 15, until my bone structure stopped growing. And then they had to cut on both sides here under the ears to cut out both pieces of my jaw to make my jaw shorter, and they had to create a chin for me of muscle. So what that happens is, for years I was terrified to talk in front of other people because of humiliation, the fear of humiliation. So I only later on in my life shed that fear. So what I remember of that is, I will never, ever, if somebody doesn't want to talk in front of other people, put them on the spot. So that's why I'm asking, if there's anybody in the class that don't want to pitch publicly, you can send a voice clip to me on a DM. Then I know I'm not going to ask you in the class to pitch. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Any questions? Matar's hand was up, and then I said, Matar, I'll come to you later, and I never did. Matar, first over to you.
Yes, I just wanted to say something because I am one of the people who, if they will not understand something, so they will delay doing it, and that is why I wanted to have maybe 10-15 minutes from you, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, to focus on one of the previous assignments which I uh, didn't do it on time, and that is why right now I do not remember or understand well how to do them. So, and that is why I'm delaying them from time to time, but I want to finish them. Okay, I want to finish them. I want to eat the frog
Okay.
alive. You know these concepts, eating
Yeah.
the frog alive. So I want to eat it alive, and that's it, to finish it. So I will just take from you maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the
Perfect.
any possible date for you, just to focus with you on of some of the few assignments which I do not remember how to deal with them, to understand, to finish it before the next Sunday, inshallah.
Okay. Matar, don't. Tomorrow I have quite lots of flexibility. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. That's why I've said I'm going to sit and mark. I have lots of flexibility. So send me a DM and a proposed time so that we can set it up. Okay, perfect. Thank you for your honesty.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else that have the same issue than Matar, please send me a DM with a proposed time, but just your time zone as well, so that I can calculate it back to South Africa's time zone, so that we can set it up and get it behind. Don't procrastinate or delay on it. Okay, let's get it done and let's get you to pass. Happiness?
Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Okay, so I see Azad is happy, he's laughing. Okay, so you can thank you so much for being here. And you know, it's always in these practical classes easier if you're in the class than if you need to watch 2 hours afterwards and then try to figure out how it should be done. But anyone who needs support, please don't delay. I have flexibility this week if I need to support you in anything. Have a blessed week, and I'll stay behind if somebody wants to talk to me quickly.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Professor. Goodbye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Professor. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I sent you day after tomorrow at 5 p.m. A meeting on Teams, if it will suit you.
Okay.
I
Do you
sent
want
it
to?
on Teams.
Okay. Do you want to send a diary invite as well, or do you want
Yes,
me to
sure.
send it? Perfect.
Sure, I will.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate too much.
A
Thank you.
pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.